Hey, what's going on? This is Maurrin called out of my home here in Dallas, Texas. This is part two of the video of the Live the Dream 3 event that was hosted by the Maurrin System Pro. Actually, community. Actually, what I did, I streamed into the live stream that was offered by Maurrin System Pro. They offered the flexibility of doing a live stream for those who were not able to physically make it to the event. So what I do, I have some more notes here from day two. I wanted to share them with you. So you can actually think about some things. All right. So the first speakers of the actual second day were Dean and Mary Black. Dean and Mary Black, every morning they actually get up and host the actual Maurrin System Pro morning wake up call. There's a morning wake up call every morning. Well, not every morning, but Monday through Friday. And actually, basically, what their morning call consists of, it can consist of anything. People give marketing tips. They give personal development. Motivational speaking. Different things. Sometimes it's just open to where you can just share some of the challenges that you're going through with your business, and then people have solutions and things like that for you. So that's the good thing. Now, the thing about Maurrin System Pro is to remember is that people, this community of people, all have different backgrounds, and all people represent different network marketing companies. So it's just not that everybody is inside of one company. You have people who do this company, that company, but we all understand that it's important for us to have one common cause of success, to help each other make it. So that's the thing I really love about the community. It's really like being part of a family, pretty much. All right, so Dean and Mary Black, they talked about like a good number of things, but one of the things that I pulled out of there was that you have to get out of your comfort zone to grow, and then also they talked about their why. Talked about on how they wanted to spend more time with each other, wanted to spend more time with their family. That was the reason why they got into the business. So it was more of a freedom of choice and freedom to being able to spend more time with your family. That's pretty powerful. So understand in the first video, if you watch the first video, we talked about the why, and I talked about on how the why and the passion was the common denominator, for all of these great speakers. So there it is coming up again. They talked about how so many times when you're coming into the industry, you have the fear of the phone, fear of picking up the actual telephone. They talked about the best way to conquer that is to just actually go out there and do it. Don't even think about it. Just pick up the phone and actually go ahead and call the actual individual that that has responded to your leads, or that has responded to your capture page. Okay, so the best way to get over that is to actually do it. That's something that I actually struggle with. Is actually going in, when I see that lead, going right then and actually picking up the phone, or set aside or allocating some time to actually go ahead and call all those leads, so I can actually speak with them and see what challenges I can actually help them with. The next speaker after that was Jonathan Budd. Okay, Jonathan Budd had a very powerful story, just as Dean and Mary Black did too as well. Jonathan Budd, has released several products. Earns just a crazy amount of money in this industry. And Jonathan, had a really powerful story too as well. Talked about, on how, as a teenager he struggled, but on how early his entrepreneurship it actually began, and on how he, tried different ventures, as early as 12 years old, starting trying to make money, and actually talked about his failures too, and talked about on how he failed a lot, but he learned from each failure and it moved him forward in order to be successful too as well. He talked about the power of branding, and that how he looks at branding is the relationship that you have with your audience. Your capacity to care for people will transcend money. So let me say that again. Your capacity to care for people will transcend money. Okay, we talked about having something bigger than just a money-making goal, having something bigger or larger in mind to drive you. And just to think about, don't quit. He talked about not quitting, because, if you quit, you're just not affecting you, but you're affecting those that are surrounding you and all of the people that you could have impacted and made a difference in their lives too as well. He talked about some more things too as well, but for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and keep it moving. Let's see. Next after that, let's see, was Ray and Fernie. Ray and Fernie, SEO masters, pay-per-click masters. They have the attraction market formula, SEO networker. They have their own event called the No Excuses. The No Excuses event that they hold once a year. Jonathan Budd, the previous gentleman I was just speaking about, he has the Unstoppable Millionaire event too as well. So if you want to look into some of those events going, actually that's something I'm looking into, actually start going to these actual events, so I can learn from some of these guys to go ahead and increase my knowledge of the actual profession. So Ray and Fernie, they talked about, their topic was the fastest way to get leads and money and how all top producers get started. Okay, so they talked about focus on drawing traffic from existing offers, and the previous people that I had mentioned talked about on how that was part of their initial success. Brian, Norbert, Michelle and Bill Pesco-Polito, Ray Higdon, I haven't got to them yet, Dagan Smith. A lot of these guys were talking about how they used existing offers to draw traffic to that offer until they learned how to make their own offer just in the beginning, because they were new. So they drove traffic to an existing offer and then got the lead and the conversion, and then from the sale from there. So that's something to think about, because a lot of times we think in the beginning, because we're new, we have to go out here, we have to create all this stuff, and then that can only add on to the overwhelm. But if you can go ahead and promote something that already has an existing offer, with things set up for you like My Lead System Pro, that takes a lot of the I guess we say, the lead work out of everything, so you don't have to do everything. You can just focus on marketing and driving traffic. Then, that makes things a lot easier, and, it keeps you from being overwhelmed at times too. They talked about, 4 strategies, 4 ways that they're actually marketing right now. They talked about, one, they're using Bing PPC, Bing pay-per-click. Talked about how that's actually been working for them. They talked about Facebook pay-per-click. Talked about how powerful that is. Talked about SEO, how SEO is pretty much, gives you the highest quality of traffic, but it's more of a long-term solution. And if you don't know what SEO stands for, it's search engine optimization. Let's see. Then they talked about pay-per-view. Talked about a new strategy that they're implementing over the past 14 months called pay-per-view, and how successful that they've been with that too as well. Let's see. So basically, you want to find an offer that's converting, focus on mastering traffic, get results, and then that was it from them. Let's see. The next person up after that was Mr. Brian Cole. Brian Cole, powerful story too as well. Ray and Fernie, both of them very smart guys. We go back to Ray and Fernie, smart guys. I believe both of them went to MIT, graduated from there. I believe it was engineers, if I'm correct. And then they found like a better way of time freedom and residual income. And and then they just went for it, man. So powerful story. Brian Cole has a powerful story too. And this guy here, lets you know that anybody can do it. Brian, used to work at McDonald's, and McDonald's, off of McDonald's budget, he built a business. Okay, so think about that. This guy, he did it off of Mickey D's budget. Okay, so he talked about how his main strategy for marketing. He started out using Facebook pay-per-click. Again, he did Facebook pay-per-click off of Mickey D's employee salary, or hourly wage. Okay, so and then after that he moved into just talked about developing relationships on Facebook, and a little bit of ACO too as well. He says talked about some strategies that he actually used, but he talked about one of the most important things was just to never ever give up, or how his persistence actually helped him out and to move forward and things like that. The next person after that was Rachel McGregor. Talked about the actual the solo ads. The solo ads here, she's really big on solo ads, free marketing, and blogging too as well. Rachel McGregor is actually from overseas, but came and flew over here to the actual event, and has become so powerful and appealing. My Lead System Pro. She actually has her own My Lead System Pro webinar that she hosts in the UK too. So that's saying a lot for her too as well. The next person after that, seems like I'm missing somebody. We have Mark Hoverson. Mark Hoverson, made millions of dollars in the industry. Talked about, more or less came from a personal development standpoint, not from actually marketing, but talked about heart-centered living, on how not to make and how not to become a slave to money. On how money should be your slave, and how in everything that he does, he does it from the heart, and if you always do things from the heart with a good intention and a good purpose, then everything, will fall within this place when you're dealing with business. Talk about, giving yourself permission to succeed. A lot of people won't give themselves permission to succeed. So that's, talked about getting into a place where everything is love. Has some very powerful stories about his grandmother, and his childhood and things like that. And the next speaker after that was Tim Irway. Tim actually part of the Magnetic Sponsoring. If you have not heard of Magnetic Sponsoring and you are in network marketing or online marketing, you need to connect with that. You definitely have to connect with Magnetic Sponsor. Definitely have some powerful ebooks that you definitely need to be aware of that will actually break the game down to you as far as with the online marketing world, especially with attraction marketing. Now he talked about the expedited six-figure income blueprint. Again, here's another word: passion. Remember, we talked about having a passion. Talked about on how the annual attrition, for network marketing companies and people dropping out is anywhere from 60 to 90%, and how you can avoid being part of the 60 to 90%. He talked about on how, like, a lot of people sometimes use deceptive marketing to have a lack of duplication, and how you can avoid that too as well. Talked about three key things. Number one, traffic. You've heard me say that before: traffic, conversion, and then monetization. Okay, it's very, very powerful. And he talked about, on conversion is basically your ability to influence, understanding and mastering copywriting. And then the next person after that was Dagan Smith. Dagan Smith talked about the power of telling stories and how you can master telling stories, your own personal stories, things that have happened to you in your life, real events that have happened in your life, like in order to connect with people and then have them join your business too as well. So Dagan Smith, Maximum Leverage. If you don't know who Dagan Smith is, you definitely need to Google him and look him up and connect with Dagan. There's one person I knew I was missing is Lena Bajorna. I don't believe I mentioned Lena. Lena spoke to as well, and she basically went over some strategies. She actually has a course or a training that she's doing with My Lead Sister Pro, talking about how to connect your Facebook, YouTube account to better networker, and connect all that to your blog in order to drive traffic and bring you an online presence too as well. So as you can see, every speaker was great. These are just notes, and I really scanned through most of these, for the sake of time. But look, again, if you're looking for an actual solution to your online business and things like that, then what you need to do is that you need to connect with My Lead Sister Pro. Connect with all the leaders in there. Again, there's tons and tons of library of information. It's only like $10 to get started. Basically, most people spend $10 at lunch, or some, I guess, if they get a really souped up cup of coffee and a muffin or whatever, you can add up to $10. So it's just a library of information. Go in there and take advantage of it. And then not only do you have a library of information, there are bonuses that are free to you, that if you choose not to actually stay with My Lead Sister Pro, then you can take those bonuses with you too as well. Okay, so if you're looking for that, click on the link below this video. This is Maurrin signing out. Peace.